What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, we had to talk about another rumored collaboration coming soon. Now, I know I say it every single video, but whenever it comes to rumored insider information, take it with a grain of salt. Even official game leaks from people like me, right, that are in the files, take it with a grain of salt, because it could be stuff like the Harry Potter broom, where it was planned at some point, gets scrapped or whatever else later down the line, and doesn't end up actually releasing in the game. But with that said, I'm not going to make the whole entire video just that disclaimer, because we're going to be talking about a new rumor from Adira FN Info over on social media, or I guess more specifically Twitter, that relates to a potential Ben 10 collaboration coming to the game, which sounds pretty interesting to see them actually end up doing, if true. Now, I gotta mention all this information and stuff like this, you know, mentioning the whole, hey, it's an insider thing, we don't know all the info right now, very little is publicly known, and it could be scrapped if it is real, or it could be delayed or whatever. Now, firstly, the bit of information we have right now is basically that a Ben 10 x Fortnite collaboration is currently in development, and it could possibly be releasing this summer. Now, that's not a confirmation that it will be releasing this summer, it just means that possibly we could be seeing it actually release, if real, around that time, assuming there's no delays during the development process, you know, assuming that it's just skins, you know, assuming that the proper designs get approved and everything. But it also is going to be interesting to see what they could possibly do, because, you know, Ben 10, for example, has a lot of different omnimorphs that he actually turns into. So are those going to be different skins? Are there going to be variants for Ben 10? Is it going to be something where we just get like 2 of the omnimorphs or something like that as actual characters in skin form? Because as we've seen with the Ed and Eddie collaboration recently, it can be called Ben 10, you know, it can have all the Omniverse characters advertised in it and everything else in the title or whatever, even though it's not really in the title. And then it could just be like we saw with Ed and Eddie, just Ed. You know, they can do weird stuff like that. But I definitely think it would be interesting to see which characters could potentially come over to Fortnite from that universe, if it would be some of the different Omnimorphs, or if it would just be Ben 10 himself, or if it would be something like Gwen, or even on the random off chance, imagine if they decided to just do a Ben 10 collaboration with Grandpa Max. That would definitely be one of the options they could do. And also, there's been like different redesigns of Ben 10's character, so who knows which version of him they would actually use. If it'd be like one of the more modern cartoon versions, or the older cartoon versions, or somewhere in between, or like a Fortnite original mixture between the two. Because we have seen Fortnite original designs of collaborations before with stuff like, I think TMNT actually have their own Fortnite original design, at least for April O'Neil, that they could potentially end up doing. But I think if they did some of the different, you know, Omnitrix characters, we could see, you know, for example, like probably Heat Blast is one of them. I don't know if they would really do Forearms. Forearms could work as a character, I think, in the Fortnite universe, but it feels like one of the less likely ones, even though it's probably one of the more popular Omnitrix characters that you could actually turn into. One of the other ones I think about would have to be Swampfire, because at least in the older designs, that definitely looks like something that would remind me of like that Venus Flytrap Fortnite original skin, so they could do something there. But honestly, a Ben 10 collaboration has a lot of potential, and not just a lot of potential normally, but a lot of potential for like 50,000 waves if they really wanted to, right? They could of course just do one Ben 10 skin with like 100,000 variants, but it's Epic Games. I'm going to be honest here, I don't think they would be that gracious with a million variants, especially with how unique those would actually be, unless Cartoon Network or something would be spending a lot of money for that type of collab. But honestly, we've been seeing a lot more collaborations recently that have come from Cartoon Network. Like, it's something that I wasn't really expecting. You know, we got Danny Phantom, we got Ed from Ed, and Eddie, we're potentially having Ben 10, you know, regular show, all these type of things. So it's definitely interesting. And also, quick correction, I know Danny Phantom is not Cartoon Network, it is Nickelodeon, but you kind of get the point, right? We're getting a lot of those collaborations at the exact same time. I'm sorry if you were typing a hate comment or something and then I just kind of ruined it there, but yeah, I make this mistake talking fast sometimes. We've been getting a lot more animated cartoon collaborations recently between Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon that I just wouldn't have expected to happen in previous years, but since they're becoming more and more frequent, it's just something that I kind of am expecting to happen. So when I hear these rumors about, oh hey, a Ben 10 collaboration's in development, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Would it be cool if we got like an Omnitrix mythic weapon or something in the game? Oh yeah, yeah, it definitely would work as a mythic weapon, but it's definitely something that I feel like they probably are just going to focus more on like the item shop part of a collaboration and not so much in actual like in-game gameplay that you would go ahead and do. But regardless, it should be coming true within the summertime if it actually ends up releasing, assuming there's not like a delay or something like that. Time will really tell, and until next time, I hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow with another upload. So until then, peace out.